Have you ever felt like your spiritual journey has taken an unexpected turn? You're not alone. Many people set out on the path of spiritual awakening with high hopes and grand expectations, eager to experience profound transformation and enlightenment. However, few openly discuss the hidden challenges that can arise along the way. In this video, we'll explore the rarely mentioned obstacles that can surface during spiritual growth and provide guidance on how to navigate them with grace and resilience. Spiritual awakening isn't always a blissful experience filled with rainbows and butterflies. In fact, it can often involve facing your deepest fears, insecurities, and shadows. This difficult phase is known as the dark night of the soul, a term coined by the 16th century Spanish mystic St. John of the Cross. It refers to a period of intense inner turmoil and transformation, where everything you thought you knew about yourself and the world is called into question. During this time, you may feel lost, confused, and disconnected from your spiritual path. It's important to remember that the dark night of the soul is not a punishment or a sign of failure, but rather a necessary part of the growth process. It's an opportunity to confront and heal the parts of yourself that have been hidden or suppressed, allowing for a deeper level of self-awareness and spiritual integration. While it can be challenging, embracing this phase with patience, self-compassion, and trust in the journey can lead to profound breakthroughs and a renewed sense of purpose. As you evolve spiritually, you may find that some of your relationships no longer align with your newfound perspective and values. Friends and loved ones who once shared your interests and beliefs may struggle to understand or support your spiritual journey. This can lead to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and even guilt as you navigate the delicate balance between honoring your own path and maintaining connections with others. It's important to remember that not everyone will be on the same spiritual wavelength as you, and that's okay. Some relationships may naturally fall away as you grow, while others may require open communication, boundaries, and a willingness to meet each other where you are. Surround yourself with a supportive community of like-minded individuals who can relate to your experiences and provide encouragement along the way. At the same time, be open to the possibility of new relationships and connections that align with your spiritual values and support your continued growth. Spiritual awakening often involves confronting the ego and letting go of attachments that no longer serve your highest good. The ego, that sense of self that we identify with, can be a formidable obstacle on the spiritual path. It thrives on separation, comparison, and control, often leading us to cling to our identities, possessions, and beliefs. As you awaken spiritually, you may begin to recognize the ways in which your ego has been running the show, causing suffering and limiting your true potential. This process of ego dissolution can be painful, as we're asked to surrender our illusions of control and face the fear of losing who we thought we were. However, it's through this letting go that we create space for a more authentic and aligned version of ourselves to emerge. Cultivating non-attachment, the ability to hold life's experiences and relationships lightly, is a key aspect of spiritual growth. This doesn't mean that we stop caring or become indifferent, but rather that we learn to appreciate the impermanence of all things and find our sense of security and happiness within. By releasing our grip on external sources of validation and learning to trust in the flow of life, we open ourselves up to a greater sense of freedom, peace, and connection to the divine. Profound spiritual experiences, such as moments of deep meditation, mystical visions, or encounters with higher states of consciousness, can be life-changing. They offer glimpses into the vastness of our true nature and the interconnectedness of all things. However, integrating these experiences into the reality of everyday life can be a significant challenge. Many spiritual seekers struggle with bridging the gap between their spiritual practice and the demands of work, family, and society. It can feel like living in two different worlds, trying to reconcile the depth of spiritual insights with the practicalities of paying bills, raising children, and navigating relationships. The key to integration is to recognize that spirituality is not separate from life, but rather infuses every aspect of it. By bringing mindfulness, compassion, and presence into our daily activities, we can begin to embody our spiritual truths in tangible ways. This may involve setting intentions for the day, practicing gratitude, engaging in acts of kindness, or simply pausing to connect with our breath and inner wisdom. It's also important to be patient and gentle with ourselves, recognizing that integration is an ongoing process that unfolds over time. By consistently showing up for our spiritual practice and applying its principles to our lives, we gradually close the gap between the sacred and the mundane, creating a more holistic and authentic way of being. As you become more spiritually attuned, you may find that your sensitivity to energies, emotions, and environments increases. This heightened awareness can be both a blessing and a challenge as you navigate a world that can often feel overwhelming and chaotic. You may find yourself picking up on the subtle energy shifts in a room, feeling the emotional states of others more acutely, or being affected by the collective consciousness of global events. This sensitivity can lead to feelings of anxiety, overwhelm, and even physical symptoms if not properly managed. It's important to develop tools and practices that help you ground, protect, and nurture your energy field. This may include regular meditation, spending time in nature, setting energetic boundaries, and engaging in self-care practices that nourish your body, mind, and spirit. Learning to discern between your own energy and that of others is also crucial, as it allows you to respond with clarity and compassion without taking on the burdens that aren't yours to carry. Remember, your sensitivity is a gift that allows you to connect more deeply with the world around you. By honoring your needs and developing a strong foundation of self-care, you can learn to navigate the challenges and embrace the beauty of your heightened awareness. Spiritual bypassing is a tendency to use spiritual practices or beliefs as a way to avoid facing unresolved emotional issues or difficult life challenges. It's a way of escaping into the realm of the spiritual, rather than doing the necessary work of healing and integration. This can manifest in many ways, such as using meditation to numb out difficult feelings, relying on positive affirmations to ignore real problems, or dismissing the importance of psychological work in favor of spiritual pursuits. While spiritual practices can certainly be a source of comfort and guidance, they are not a substitute for genuine self-reflection, emotional processing, and taking responsibility for one's life. Engaging in spiritual bypassing can hinder genuine growth and lead to a false sense of enlightenment, as we avoid the shadow aspects of ourselves that need attention and healing. It's important to recognize when we may be using spirituality as an escape, and to cultivate a balanced approach that includes both spiritual practice and psychological work. This may involve seeking the guidance of a therapist or counselor, engaging in shadow work to explore the parts of ourselves we've been avoiding, and being willing to sit with discomfort and uncertainty as we navigate life's challenges. By integrating our spiritual insights with our emotional and psychological healing, we create a more authentic and grounded foundation for our spiritual journey. Many spiritual seekers fall into the trap of striving for perfection, feeling like they must always be positive, enlightened, and above the trials and tribulations of the human experience. This unrealistic expectation can lead to self-judgment, feelings of inadequacy, and a sense of failure when we inevitably fall short. It's important to remember that spiritual awakening is not about achieving a state of constant bliss or transcending our humanity altogether. Rather, it's about learning to embrace and integrate all aspects of ourselves, including our imperfections, vulnerabilities, and shadow sides. Spiritual growth is a messy, non-linear process that involves making mistakes, facing challenges, and learning through experience. It's about cultivating self-compassion, forgiveness, and the willingness to start again, no matter how many times we stumble. The pressure to be perfect can also lead to a sense of spiritual ego, where we become attached to the idea of being spiritually advanced or superior to others. This can create separation and judgment, rather than the connection and unity that true spirituality fosters. By letting go of the need to be perfect and embracing our humanness with kindness and humility, we create space for genuine growth, authenticity, and connection on the spiritual path. At times, spiritual seekers may experience a sense of disillusionment when their expectations of the spiritual journey don't match the reality they encounter. This can happen when we've built up idealized notions of what spirituality should look like based on books, teachings, or the experiences of others. When our own journey takes a different path or doesn't unfold as quickly or smoothly as we'd hoped, it can lead to feelings of doubt, confusion, and a loss of faith in the process. It's important to remember that every spiritual journey is unique, and there is no one-size-fits-all approach to awakening. What works for one person may not resonate for another, and that's okay. Disillusionment can actually be a valuable part of the journey, as it helps us let go of attachment to specific outcomes and learn to trust in the wisdom of our own path. It invites us to question our beliefs, explore new perspectives, and deepen our connection to our inner guidance. When navigating periods of uncertainty or disillusionment, it can be helpful to return to the basics of spiritual practice, such as mindfulness, self-inquiry, and connecting with nature. Seek out supportive communities or teachers who can offer guidance and perspective, while also trusting in your own inner wisdom. Remember that the spiritual journey is not about reaching a destination, but rather about the ongoing process of growth, learning, and self-discovery. By staying open, curious, and willing to embrace the unknown, we can move through disillusionment and rediscover a deeper, more authentic connection to our spiritual path. One of the greatest challenges on the spiritual path is bridging the gap between intellectual understanding and embodied wisdom. It's one thing to read about spiritual concepts, attend workshops, or engage in profound meditative experiences. It's another thing entirely to integrate those insights into the way we live our daily lives. Many spiritual seekers struggle with translating the wisdom they've gained into tangible actions, behaviors, and ways of being in the world. We may have moments of clarity and inspiration, but find it difficult to sustain those states amidst the demands and distractions of everyday life. The key to embodying spiritual truths is practice and patience. It's about consistently showing up for our spiritual practice, whether that's meditation, yoga, prayer, or acts of service, and allowing the insights we gain to gradually permeate our being. It's about bringing mindfulness and presence to our interactions, choosing to respond with compassion and understanding, even in challenging situations. It's about aligning our actions with our values and learning to trust our inner guidance, even when it goes against the grain of societal norms or expectations. Embodiment is an ongoing process, not a destination. It requires a willingness to be honest with ourselves, to face our fears and resistances, and to keep showing up even when it's difficult. It's about learning to live our spirituality, not just think or talk about it. By committing to the daily practice of embodiment, we gradually close the gap between our spiritual ideals and our lived reality, creating a more authentic and integrated way of being in the world. One of the most important things to remember on the spiritual path is that awakening is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process of growth and evolution. There is no finish line, no point at which we can say, "I've made it, I'm enlightened now." Rather, the journey of spiritual growth is a lifelong adventure, full of twists, turns, and unexpected detours. Just when we think we've figured it all out, life has a way of presenting new challenges, insights, and opportunities for deeper healing and transformation. It's important to approach the spiritual journey with a beginner's mind, staying open, curious, and willing to learn, even as we gain wisdom and experience along the way. This means being willing to let go of attachment to specific outcomes or ideas of what the journey should look like, and instead learning to trust in the unfolding of our own unique path. It also means cultivating patience, compassion, and a sense of humor as we navigate the inevitable ups and downs of growth and change. The spiritual journey is not always easy, but it is always worth it. By staying committed to our own growth, seeking out support and guidance when needed, and remembering to celebrate the small victories along the way, we can find joy, meaning, and purpose in the ongoing adventure of spiritual awakening. We can learn to embrace the challenges as opportunities for growth and trust that each step, each stumble, each moment of doubt or confusion is a necessary part of the journey. In the end, the spiritual path is not about reaching a destination, but about falling in love with the process of becoming more fully ourselves, more fully alive, and more fully connected to the greater web of life. In this video, we've explored some of the unspoken challenges that can arise on the spiritual path, from the dark night of the soul to the ongoing nature of growth and evolution. We've seen how spiritual awakening can be a messy, non-linear process full of ups and downs, challenges and breakthroughs. We've discussed the importance of self-compassion, support, and a willingness to embrace the unknown as we navigate the journey of growth and transformation. It's important to remember that every spiritual journey is unique, and there is no one right way to navigate the challenges that arise. What works for one person may not resonate for another, and that's okay. The key is to stay true to yourself, to trust in your own inner wisdom, and to seek out the support and guidance that feels authentic and aligned for you. No matter where you are on your spiritual path, know that you are not alone. The challenges you face, the doubts and fears that arise, are a natural part of the journey. They are not a sign of failure or inadequacy, but rather an invitation to deeper growth, healing, and self-discovery. So be gentle with yourself, seek out support when you need it, and remember to celebrate the small victories along the way. Trust in the unfolding of your own unique journey, and know that each step, each stumble, each moment of doubt or confusion is a necessary part of the process. You are exactly where you need to be, and you have everything you need within you to navigate the challenges and embrace the opportunities of spiritual growth. So keep showing up, keep doing the work, and remember that the journey of awakening is a lifelong adventure, full of beauty, mystery, and endless possibility. Thank you for joining me in exploring the unspoken challenges of spiritual awakening. May this video serve as a reminder of your own strength, resilience, and innate wisdom as you navigate the ups and downs of the spiritual path. Remember, you are not alone, and the journey is always worth it. Keep shining your light, keep following your heart, and trust in the unfolding of your own unique path. Namaste.